Hello again, everyone. Hello, 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 and welcome back to Let's Play Broken Sword: The Shadow of the Shadow of the Templars. Well, last time, we got to Bull's Head. Probably a bit of a short video last time. Apologies about that, but I wanted to do this last bit in its own video because this bit's quite lengthy.
A young tree grew at the edge of the drop. I'd damaged that tree enough for one day. It was the roller towel from the club washroom, now cut in half along its length by Ultar. Centuries of hot days and cold nights had opened a crack in the cliff edge, deep into the living rock. The stick I'd broken off was surprisingly hard and inflexible.
Well, we all know what we need to do.
No. With a flourish, I tied the end of the towel to the stick with a textbook reef knot. I was now in possession of the patented Stobart stick towel. If I could only think of a use for it. I could see that crack would make a good anchor point. Centuries of hot days and cold nights, deep in... Well, that looked really safe, but I had no choice. I hadn't anticipated going mountaineering when I'd come to Syria. Since I'd started living my life like a Republic serial, I'd taken more stupid risks than a man should take in a lifetime. I was crazy to trust my life to a stick and a washroom towel. There was absolutely no way that I was going up that thing again until I'd found why Klausner had wanted to come out here.
So, now we're here. Well, what exactly is there to do?
This country sure was beautiful. I'd have to visit again sometime when I wasn't in such a hurry. Down below, I could see the top of Ultar's soft-top truck. It seemed a hell of a long way down. I got that, go on, jump, it'll be fun, feeling you sometimes get at the cliff edge. If I managed to land on the truck without hitting a support, I might even survive it. If I'd been a little bit younger and a whole bunch more stupid, I might have gone for it. Close up, the niche looked somehow artificial. I didn't like the idea of putting my hand in there. But there was something in there. A metal ring, as wide as my hand. So, there was a metal ring in the niche. It seemed like another calling card from the Templars. I took a firm hold of the ring and pulled. Whoa there! A secret door. All I needed now was Vincent Price to loom up out of the dark for my day to be complete.
Now, this next bit, we all know what happens. For those of you who don't, I'm not going to ruin it, but I'm going to save it now because I advise you do, for a start. And if you don't, then you'll have to, well, you'll have to go back to your last save, which for me was
around the corner,
back in the village.
Oh my God. Klausner? Large as life and twice as dead. I'd hardly had time to accept the fact when I heard the door mechanism start up again. Oh man, no! The door had slammed shut, trapping me. I had a bad feeling about how Klausner had died. I couldn't help but notice faint, bloody finger marks on the rock, as if somebody had tried to claw their way out. I couldn't help but notice faint, bloody finger marks on the rock, as if somebody had tried to claw their way out. I examined the door carefully, high and low. I looked for levers and rings to pull, panels and buttons to push, like in the movies, and found nothing. The work that had gone into this place was impressive. I had to hand it to the Templars. When they built a secret cave, they built a quality secret cave.
Never saw that before.
Without explosives or a pickaxe, there wasn't a whole bundle I could do to the brickwork.
So let's save it again. It's always best to keep on saving it just to make sure that you don't mess up this bit. But there, I'm not going to say anything else.
A stone head bearing 3 bearded faces. It was a strange image, but a powerful one, redolent with antiquity and ancient mysteries. Sure was an ugly one, though. I couldn't think of anything to do with the statue, apart from scaring small children with it. Without getting too close, I couldn't see any marks of violence, apart from his fingertips being scraped raw, and that seemed self-inflicted. Klausner had been pretty smart to get this far, but he was still dead. Okay, all right. Hey, what's this? I'd found some kind of lens, a very old lens made from a very hard glass. That settled it. The knight on the manuscript had been holding a lens the whole time, not a crystal ball. I'd searched Klausner once and knew that the lens was the only thing he'd been carrying. No portable phone, no demolition charges, no 5-course meal. You'd think international conspirators would go around better equipped. It was the lens that I'd found on Klausner's body. It was the short length of chain I'd taken from the toilet at the Club Alamut.
Right, save it again. It's really important that you do save it, guys. I can't stress that enough, because this next part, if you don't get it right, it can have very bad consequences.
I couldn't take the inscription with me, and I didn't have a notebook or a camera to record it. All I could do was stare at it and try to memorize it. In occidenta sita est, in ora mundi. Okay. That would have to do. The mouth's opening. It must be Ultar. My God. If he comes in, we'll both be trapped. Ultar! Don't come in! It's a trap! Stay where you are! You!
Hello, Mr. Stobart. We meet in the most unusual places. Please, do not make any sudden moves. I have no desire to maim you.
Did you say maim?
I did. Dead men tell no tales, as you say. And I want to hear everything that you have to tell.
And what if I don't want to talk?
Then I shall, most regrettably, have to kill you. Rest assured, however, that I am an excellent shot you would not suffer.
Oh, that's good. Believe me, I'm really assured.
It is rather dark in here. I think we should conduct our business outside.
Why should I make myself an easier target?
If I fire at you, Mr. Stobart, I shall hit you even in here. But, unfortunately, my marksmanship will suffer. It could be the difference between hitting you in the leg or the groin.
Boy, it sure is hot in here.
No sudden moves, Mr. Stobart.
This is what I was talking about. And this can seriously go wrong if you don't know what you're doing.
Now then, where shall we start?
How about being bosom buddies and you putting that gun away?
Klausner, do you know where he is?
I believe I said I don't, therefore, so I'm going to be honest.
Yep, he's dead. Just around the corner of the cave. You want to look?
I'll take your word for it. How did he die?
Starvation or dehydration by the look of it.
He was caught in this trap you were shouting about. Yes, I suspected as much. The Templars were not ones to give away their secrets lightly. Was he carrying anything of importance?
I'm not going to be honest here.
No, nothing.
So, why is this location important? What did the Templars hide here if not an artifact?
Well, there was something in Latin up on the wall.
Latin? Do you remember it, Mr. Stobart? What did it say?
In accidenta cita est, in ora mundi.
Ah, the words of Caesar. Yes, that makes sense.
Well, I know that roughly it means to the west, to the edge of the world. But what the heck is that about?
It tells me where the sword of Baphomet lies. Mr. Stobart, I am sure that you are just what you appear to be. A gifted amateur.
Thanks, I think.
But I can no longer tolerate your interference. There is far more at stake than you realize.
So what are you going to do?
I regret that we must end this here and now. Your only choice now is whether you die like a man or like a dog.
Okay, you're the boss. I'll take my medicine.
You are an honorable man, Mr. Stobart, a rare breed. I should like to shake your hand.
Yeah. Well, what the heck? It was a long way down. Below, I could see Ultar's truck.
Thank God for that.
Luckily, the canopy on Ultar's truck broke my fall.
Thank goodness for that.
The worst part of the experience was Ultar's driving.
What about the lens? Is it still in one piece?
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's good to see you again, Josh.
Really? Well, I have to say, I'd have enjoyed Syria a lot more if you'd been there.
I wouldn't have been much help. Anyway, you did just fine on your own.
Have you any idea what this lens might be used for?
As a magnifying glass, obviously.
Did I show you the chalice?
Yes, Josh, you did.
What are you doing to help trace the killer clown?
Research, Josh.
Yeah? You have a copy of the clown's yearbook?
I have a telephone and lots of contacts.
Oh, well, did you find anything useful?
Not yet. I'm employing my first and most useful weapon.
What's that?
Patience.
Oh, I've heard of that. Isn't it a substitute for decisive thinking? Have you found out any more about the murders?
Well, it may be nothing, but both the clown's victims visited Paris earlier this year.
When?
The second week of July. They were both here at the same time.
Did they meet?
I don't know, but I can't imagine it was coincidence.
Do you think the assassin was responsible for killing Marquet?
I don't think so. He could have finished him off the first time. Besides, Marquet would have recognized him.
He was pumped to the gills with sedatives. He wouldn't have recognized the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse unless they'd introduced themselves. I'll be back as soon as I can.
Okay.
Right, we're just going to have a chat with Andre before I finish the video. If I'd done this in sort of like hourly parts, I would do so much in an hour. I probably would get Marie done in an hour, but I can't do a video for an hour because I don't think this game needs long videos like that. I think 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 25 minutes is long enough. I think anything longer than that is just, it's not good.
Hi, Andre.
Hello, Georgie. Where have you been? Nicole said you were away.
I just returned from Syria.
Syria? On the trail of the Templars?
It's a long story, but I found the bull's head. It was referred to on the manuscript, remember?
Yes. What is it?
A secret cave built into a high cliff face. In the cave, I discovered a map bearing a phrase in Latin. In accidenta cita est in ora mundi.
The island of Britain.
Lies at the edge of the world, to the west.
Strange. That map seems to contain a series of pointers.
Like I said, it's a treasure map. Does this lens mean anything to you?
Nothing.
What do you make of this cup, Andre?
It's a 14th century communion vessel. Spanish, probably.
You sure know your onions. You didn't say you knew Nico at college.
Didn't I? Ah, oui. She was an odd little thing back then. Quite an endearing wife, I suppose, but she always looked so miserable.
Well, that's hardly surprising. She was mourning her dad.
I know. She wore nothing but black for 7 years. She was more Goth than Alaric the Visigoth.
Thanks for your help, Andre.
You're welcome.
I think we probably have time to go and do the bit of Montfaucon Church. Actually, yes, we do. That will set me up to go back to Spain. And that's where I think I'll call it. I think if we get to there, we've done a good little chunk in this video. Because it always part, getting the lens is all part doing it back in Paris. So let's talk to him first though.
You're back.
Oui, I have returned.
Hello again.
Hello again, monsieur.
Well, I wasn't expecting to see you back here again.
No? Well, it is a strange thing, but I am here on duty.
On duty? But you're just sitting there drinking wine.
No, I am not just drinking wine. I am undercover.
I must be missing something. You're in uniform.
Precisely, monsieur. My cover is that of an indolent, wine-guzzling police officer.
You've got me convinced.
Merci. But in reality, my every muscle is poised, every nerve honed. I am drawn tight, ready to pounce. Bang!
Who or what were you planning to pizzang on?
You must have heard, monsieur, of the terror that is gripping Paris.
You mean the killings? Oh, at last, someone's taken action.
People die every day. No, I am on the trail of Sieur Jacques.
Who?
Sieur Jacques, the terror of the subterranean city. He pops up here, he pops up there. The cops, they seek him everywhere. Is he so hush or beneath the neck? That damned elusive Sieur Jacques.
Bravo, that's very good.
Merci. I was up half the night writing that.
Who is this Sieur Jacques character anyway?
Ah, if we but knew that, we could have him in custody in an hour. But he is cunning. To despoil the sewers of our fair city, he has committed many deceptions. He has pretended to be a police officer and deluded a poor war veteran.
Uh-oh.
He has pretended to be a jongleur
Wow, is that the time?
and an American tourist. What nationality are you, monsieur?
Canadian. Well, gotta go now. See ya. Well, it's not everyone who can say they started an urban myth. I think he suspected me of being the mysterious Sewer Jacques. And the last thing I needed at the moment was to be arrested for crimes against public sanitation.
It's a bit of fun, shall we?
Hey, you! What do you think you're doing? Leave that cover alone, now.
Sorry, no harm intended.
You stay away from that.
In fact, guys, I'm going to do the next part in another video. Because it does take a little bit of time. Should I do it now? Yeah, I need to talk to the priests and stuff, so it will take a little bit longer, and I've run out of time now. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Ta-ta for now.